Hey everybody, Tori Hine here, and I am going to give you some tips for setting up an Eventbrite invitation website for your in-person or your Zoom events. Okay, if you're someone that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm already overwhelmed before I begin because I've never set up an Eventbrite and I don't know what to do, I just want to remind you that you can learn how to do anything. Take a deep breath. It's all good. This is not complicated. This is actually going to make your life so much easier. Here's why. Because you know what's stressful is searching through all of your text messages and your Facebook things and writing it into a journal and keeping it in the notes in your phone for whose number is whose and who belongs to whose. When you're hosting over 8 Arbonne events in a month, it's really awesome if you can use a website to organize all of the names and phone numbers and emails for the people who show up for those events, so that you can not only make sure they know where to go and what time to go there and follow up with them ahead of time to make sure they come to the event, but also so that you can effectively follow up with people to help them place orders so that you have profitable events. This is going to make your business much more peaceful and profitable if you're able to use it effectively. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. All right, let me share my screen with you. I am not going to show you how to set up your Eventbrite profile. That's pretty self-explanatory. Go to eventbrite.com and create a profile if you do not have one. And then you're going to go into your account and you're going to click on events, and it's going to pull up a page that looks probably pretty similar to this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you really fast what it looks like in one of my past events, so that you can get a feel for what this looked like. So this was an in-person event that I used that had 7 people attend. This was a Zoom event that I used where we had 15 people, and then a couple other events that were totally dead. So just saying that just because you have a cool new software doesn't mean that there's going to be some events where nobody showed up for them, okay? So, but what's great is that for hostess coaching, if I have an event going on with someone and it's happening in 4 days and I see that there's only 2 people registered on the event page, I can say, hey, you know, I see there's only 2 people registered on the event page, and we definitely want to have at least 15 to 20 people for our Zoom event registered, so we have a solid 10 come. So it's a really profitable event for you and for me. Could we follow up with some people? Can we work on the guest list? It gives you something to work off of for hostess coaching. I'm going to click on this event that I did with my friend Caroline Jones. She was a host that ended up signing up as a consultant, which was really awesome. So when you're creating a new event, I'm just going to show you the basic info that you should be using to plug in on that event page as you're creating it. Okay, so let's start with the basic information. Basic information is that your name for your event should always include the title of or the name of your host, whether it's your name or if it is a host that you're working with. You are the organizer, and then I put party or social gathering, health and wellness, personal health. These things don't matter as much. The tags, I didn't put any tags in because it's not a public event. This is going to be a private event that can only be accessed if you have a link that was sent directly to you. So don't worry about that. Location, you'll choose a venue if it's in person. You'll choose an online location if it's online. And then you'll set up a date and a time for starting and a time for ending for your event. For the details, I have a couple pointers for this. One of them is that the very first impression is always going to be the photo that you use. So make sure that it's a really beautiful photo and make sure that it's the correct size. So I'm going to show you really fast what I use for this. I use a website called Canva. It's an app on your phone, but it's also accessible on your desktop, and it makes it much easier for me to house past photos and to resize them and use them for different things. Okay, so say that if I wanted to use this Flourish with Arbonne online Zoom event, this is a square, okay? And if you uploaded this as it is right here, it would look really weird. So you're going to press resize, and you're going to make sure that it's the correct size that also fits here. See how it gave you the dimensions? Well, then you're going to go and you're going to press these dimensions and you're going to resize it. I've already resized it and have it already saved on the next slide, but this is what it looks like resized. So I would download this picture and I would upload it to my Eventbrite to make sure that it's really beautiful. There's no fuzziness happening. It doesn't look like, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. We got to fool them as long as we can, right? I'm just kidding. Okay, so summary is that it should only be maybe a sentence. I said, stay in your comfy pants at home and zoom in online to learn how Arbonne is empowering people to live flourishing lives from the inside out. And then I sent them a little letter. I don't know if they read it or not, but hey, I'm just going to pretend like they did because I wanted to make a good first impression. And I also wanted to set some expectations for what the event was going to look like. So I just said, hi, my name is Tori Hine. I'm really grateful to be working with Caroline Jones for this event. Can't wait to meet you. Here's my story. Okay. So I typed out a short summary of my story. It's not very long. I didn't put in a whole bunch of details in there or whatever. But I did use the story format from Stories That Stick by Kendra Hall. If you've never read that book, it's really helpful for creating engaging stories for sales. And one of the cool features here is that you can actually link things for these words. So for more than that, I found an opportunity that would serve as a vehicle to transform mine and my family's life. I just went ahead and I linked earnings.arbonne.com right there, so that just in case they're curious about the business opportunity, they just can go ahead and click on it. And at the very bottom of my story, I said, if you're curious to learn more about my story, you can listen here. And I linked a short audio recording to a Discover Arbonne call that I did a while ago. You could also link in a video if you have a video of your story or something like that, so that if they're interested in learning more, that they immediately have a resource to go and do that. And then I set some expectations for the event. Please attend the event without feeling an obligation to purchase. I told them I would cover information about Arbonne's brand, the nutrition program, and our most popular skincare line, that the event would last for 30 minutes. Everybody who attends live will receive a free gift from me. And we will have a full-size product giveaway at the end. All you need to do is show up to be entered. What I do for the giveaway is you could do a box of fizz if you're really generous, or you could do like a sheet mask or one of our $8 body washes, something that's small enough to ship pretty cheaply, as well as like a little thank you card or something. You could be as generous as you want to with these gifts. There's no rules. It's all totally up to you because it's your business. But the free gift that I give to everybody in the mail from me is a sample of our protein powder, our fizz sticks, and our tea with a little thank you card. That way they can taste the products. And when they register, I actually have access to their email, and I have access to their address, and I have access to their phone number ahead of time. So I'll text them and say, hey, it's Tori. I'm hosting the Arbonne event with Caroline next weekend. I saw you registered for the event. Please keep your eyes open for a little gift from me for being a part of it, something like that. Then that way we're already cultivating a relationship with each other before the Zoom event, which typically leads toward a more trusted relationship. Okay, here's what I use, just PS, as a for the giveaway at the very end, because you don't have a lot of time. For this event, there were 15 people that came. So as they were logging in, I had this pulled up on my desktop. People were logging into my Zoom, and I was typing in their names so that at the very end, I could click this little button and say, oh my gosh, yay, Victoria, you won our free full-size item. Congratulations. I'm going to write that down in my notes, and I'm going to make sure that you get a really awesome gift in the mail from me. Okay. It's all about the small little things that really help make a fun and exciting event so that people want to host one with you when you follow up with them directly afterwards and ask them, would you host a Zoom event for me like what Caroline hosted for me? It would be really fun and you can earn rewards, and that's how you build your business and you meet new people. I also established on here that after the event, I would be texting them or emailing them after they registered so that I could get to know them ahead of time. And I also linked my website at the very end. Okay, so the online event page, this is where you're gonna connect your Zoom and or any other online source for your online events. The tickets you can edit. What I did for my ticket was I just said reserve your spot, and you want to make sure obviously that it's free and that you have enough tickets available on here so that you aren't limiting the amount of guests too much. I've never had anybody register over 30 people for a hosted Zoom event, so 30 is good. Now, something that I want to make sure that you see on here is that your order options right here, you're going to click on order form, and you need to customize this order form because you need some personal information on this order form saved. You're going to go to customize the checkout options underneath each attendee. You're going to customize the checkout options underneath here, and you're going to add first and last name, email, cell phone, and your home address. Then that way, when someone registers, immediately I have their phone number to text them, I have their address to be able to ship them a sample, and I have their email address as well, which is just the core stuff that you need. And a really cool feature on here is that after your event is finished, you can click on Manage Attendees, and you can go to Attendee List. And you can download, let's go see full attendee list. Since this event already happened and I already had people registered for the event, I have a full attendee list and I have all of these emails, and you can download this report as an Excel sheet or as a CSV. You can also copy and paste it if you don't have Excel sheets or something like that on your computer. But then that way you can organize all of the phone numbers and emails and addresses on here really easy in a file on your computer. Okay, all right, so and then you would just publish. And when you publish, you're going to be given a URL for your event page so that you can easily send it to your host. And make sure that it's set as private so that anybody with this link can register, but you do not want random strangers showing up on your event page. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share really fast. When you're coaching somebody and helping them send out this invitation, remember that you don't want them just randomly texting them an invitation without asking them first if they would like an invitation. So the first step, and you'll see this listed off in the training material on our online resources for our team. But when you're hosting a Zoom event and you're using an Eventbrite link, the very first thing is you're going to coach the host to send out a text message that says something like, hey, Tori, I'm hosting an online event with my friend Caroline Jones. We're hosting it on Zoom, and it's all about Arbonne, a brand called Arbonne. They do wellness and nutrition and skincare. I thought that you would really enjoy being a part of it. Can I send you an invitation? Would you be interested in attending? And if they say they're interested, then you send them the link and they can register themselves. But don't just randomly message out this invitation link to everybody. We want to be as intentional as possible and make a really good first impression and be organized as consultants so that they have a really good experience. Then that means that they might want to host for you or become consultants, and they understand the strategy and the plan involved, and even the expectations for them as a host. so that you're really guiding them along every step of the way to really make sure that it's beneficial for them and it's also beneficial for you, and so that you have an easier, better chance of booking out more conversations and meeting more people from this event. And I really do feel like Eventbrite is a great way to organize all of the people that you're meeting or that are even RSVPing and may not be able to come on the day of the event. You still have their contact information, follow up. Hey, I noticed that you weren't there the other day for the Zoom event, but I would love to connect with you and talk about your goals at a time that's convenient for you. That keeps your business rolling. So I hope this is helpful for you as you're setting up these Eventbrite pages. Remember, learn as you go, trial and error. You're going to totally figure out, and it's going to be awesome. Bye.